These are the types of bridgers. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this video, of course. If you decide that you actually did enjoy this video, maybe you'll even leave a like. Who knows? Normal bridger. Normal bridging is where you press the shift key and then the S and D key and start bridging. This method is like the easiest bridging method on this list. Probably the most easiest bridging method of all time. It's actually kinda decently fast. You probably aren't the best at bridging because this is called the casual bridging or normal bridging or whatever. There's so many names for bridging that I don't know at this point. You probably aren't the best at bridging because anyone can do this method, even if you're new. Like if you just got the game today, you could do this like easy. All you need is a mouse and keyboard or a controller. That also works too. I used this bridging method when I started out, and you probably did too. Speed bridger. Ninja bridging, or more commonly known as speed bridging, is like normal bridging, but you shift and unshift to place a block. This is what it looks like. This is a bridging method I would personally recommend to newer players. This isn't that hard to learn. It will just take a little bit to get used to in the muscle memory and things like that. I see a lot of people using this bridging method in like Bed Wars. It's like probably the most common on this list. And it's pretty common for your average Bed Wars player. They probably know how to like do some form of speed bridging because it's super easy to learn. All you need to do is just go into the super flat world or anywhere you can practice and just start trying it out. This is how I personally learned how to speed bridge myself. But you would probably use this method of bridging on like Bed Wars or Sky Wars. Well, because Bed Wars requires you to bridge. If you don't, then you're like stranded like in your base. So that's no fun. Bed Wars is literally a bridging game mixed with some like PvP action in there. Or maybe you just like the way block character moves. The Schneeler bridging is pretty much the perfect speed bridge. It is where you minimize your shift time when you bridge. It is kind of difficult to master, and in some cases, it can be faster than Breezy Bridge if you do it correctly. Here's a clip of me trying to attempt it. You might also be wondering, wait, Cycles, isn't this just a faster speed bridge? And I would say you are correct. You are speed bridging, except you minimize your shift time, which means you just lightly press your shift key and let go like super fast. This is probably the one I would recommend highly you guys could try to do. It would take a little bit longer than speed bridging, but it's still pretty decently easy. As you can see, a person who has never tried to Schneeler bridge before actually did decently well. But you will only probably need this for like Bed Wars or like maybe building or something, as of most bridging techniques on this list though. The Breezy. Breeze of the Lee bridging is a baby form of God bridging. It is easier to learn, but it's so incredibly hard to pull off. You have to click decently fast, or you could be like an absolute boss and just try to time the blocks. But the timing takes like so much longer to learn than if you just have a mouse that can like drag click or something. This bridging method looks pretty cool when you do it. Is it practical? I mean, no, not really. But does it look cool? Yes. And like really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. As long as you can flex on your friends that you can breezy, then that's all that matters. Tele bridging. The weirdest yet coolest method probably on this list. Tele bridging is super difficult to master. This is what I like to call a flex bridge, because even though it's probably the fastest bridging method, it's just very consistent and not very practical. The way you tele bridge is you jump forward at the edge of the block, look back, and just place a bunch of blocks. I mean, it seems pretty decently easy. Well, I mean, it's actually rather difficult to do. There's a certain precision you have to look to make it work, and if you don't do it the right way, then you will fail. Here is my attempt to tele bridge. God bridger. This is probably the most famous bridging method on this list, or at least in the bridging community. People like Bedless Noob, Not Nico, and so much more can God bridge. God bridging is where you don't shift like at all, while also pressing the S and D key, or you can press the S and A key, but it's just personal preference. And click like a whole bunch of CPS. The best way you can do this method is if you drag click, but it's also possible if you can butterfly click pretty fast. Then you are God bridging. It's pretty difficult to master. The only reason you would probably use the God bridge is to flex on people and could And also to get to the other person's bed on time. This is what you do if you like want to speed run Bed Wars or get an epic time on like mcplayhd.net or some server like that. And it's also like one of the coolest looking ones. I mean, it's just an absolute flex. The Andromeda Bridge. The most difficult bridge, if not near impossible. The Andromeda method is the fastest bridging method of all time. Do you know how I said tele bridging was the fastest bridging method? Well, I mean, I sort of lied. Tele bridging is the fastest method that humans can do. But the Andromeda method is so fast that the speed, if you pull off correctly, is almost 7 blocks per second. Thank you to Wifis, by the way, for that information. And yeah, that's right. I said per second, which means you could cross a 50 block gap in approximately 7.14 seconds. Now that is like actually speed. This is how you can do it. First, you would have to sprint and place a block below your feet. Kind of like a tele bridge, but you just don't jump. Then you would have to snap your head and place a block above your head. Then you have to sprint jump, hit your head on the top of the block, causing you to go faster. And then you repeat. This is nearly impossible to do for a consistent amount of time, but people like Teddy Nader can do it for a few blocks. But I believe you can do it because you are a subscriber of the Cycles YouTube channel, which means anything is possible. If you guys can maybe God Bridge or Tele Bridge, make sure to let me know in the comment section below because I'm actually pretty curious. The best I could do right now is either the Speed Bridge or a Schneeler Bridge. But anyways, thanks for watching.